Hello, everyone. Welcome to part one of our workshop on sustainable gifting. My name is Aser, and I'm a sustainability projects coordinator at the Sustainability Office. And along with me is Maria. Do you want to introduce yourself, Maria?
Sure. So I'm Maria. I work with Aser at the Sustainability Office, and I'm in my third year of environmental engineering at Waterloo.
Yeah, Maria will be teaching us how to make beeswax rolled candles, which you can give as a gift for the holidays. And in this workshop, you will need a wick and a beeswax sheets, and yeah, just as simple as that. And without further ado, I'll pass it out to Maria.
Thanks, Aser. So as you can see, here are the materials. And so your candle's going to look something like this at the end. So I have 2 sheets of wax and I have a small wick. So I'm going to start by taking one of the sheets of wax. I'll start with the yellow one and I'll place it kind of like this so that the short side is parallel to me. And I'm going to take the wick and I'm going to place it kind of at the edge, the closest to me. I'm gonna press the wick kind of into the sheet of wax so that it stays. And now I'm ready to start rolling the candle. So I'm gonna start by just rolling the edge so that it covers the wick. And I'm gonna make sure I press down a lot because sometimes the wax will break a little bit, but the more I press, the better it will stay together. So as you can see, I've covered the wick with wax. So now I'm gonna keep rolling. So I'm gonna do about 1 rotation. Then after 1 rotation, I'm gonna press down with my fingers to try to get the wax as tightly around the wick as possible. So I'm gonna keep going like that. And the wax is easiest to work with when it's a bit warm. Like when it gets cold, it gets a little brittle, but this wax is nice and warm, so it's decently easy to roll. So I'm rolling and pressing with my fingers. I'm trying to get it as tight as possible. And I have this piece of paper underneath because it makes it a little easier to roll and it means I'm not getting wax all over my table or desk. So, okay, so now I'm done with the first sheet of wax. So now I'm gonna use my fingers to kind of like mold it and try to get the end of the wax to sort of like stick to the sheet of wax that's like rolled around the wick. So once I've done that a bit, then I'm gonna take my second piece of wax, and you can either use the same color or a different color. It's up to you. I'm using a different color today to make it kind of more noticeable. So I'm gonna place the sort of candle I've rolled. I'm gonna place it on top of the second piece of wax. I'm gonna press down, and I'm gonna use my fingers to sort of mold the second piece of wax onto the first piece of wax. And then I'm just going to keep rolling as we did with the first piece of wax. Rolling and pressing down with my fingers. And you don't have to go quickly. Kind of the slower you go, the tighter you can make it. And if your wax breaks a little bit, that's okay. Just use your fingers to sort of like mold it back together. So I'm almost done. Just the last little bit. Okay, so again, I'm going to use my fingers to sort of mold the end of the wax to the candle. Okay. And then I'm going to press the bottom of the candle onto the table to sort of make it flat. And then I'm going to take my fingers with the top and sort of try to mold the wax around the wick a bit so that it's tighter. because the tighter it is, the better it will hold together, and also the nicer it will burn. Like it will burn a bit slower, not too fast, so kind of nice. Almost done. Just a little more. And I'm gonna make sure it's, oops. I'm gonna make sure the wax is tight. Oops. And this last part might take a little bit of time, but just try to make it as tight and as then have it stay together. Oops. Okay, so now my candle is done.